we got? Ooh. Ooh. I could do with some olives actually. Do you know what? I think first place to turn around, I'm going to turn around, see what the lady's got. I think it said oil, olives, honey. Don't want any honey. But no, I'll take some olives, yeah. Put them in this side box. I should be able to just squeeze them in there. Yeah, that'll do. I'll repack them up properly later. Brilliant. Freshly grown olives. Can it get better than that? Probably not. Wow. Look at the place. I was not expecting any of this, but look at the size of that. Welcome back. We're just making our way through the Lagadas mountain range. It's just here, just at the side of Sparta, and yeah, it's not too far away. This is the place that the American bikers I met from Texas, this is the place they were telling me about. There's always one. This is the place they were telling me about. They called it, there was a pass, they had a name for it, but I couldn't think of it, but okay, I think I found a hotel. It looks like a normal price, and it's right in the centre of the town as well, so should have everything I need, and I'm sure there's bound to be a clothes shop nearby. So let's get back on the road. It says it will just take about 9 minutes to get there, 3.2 kilometres, so let's go and have a little look, and if I can get the motorbike outside the front door, even better, or if they've got a garage. Right, keep going, and it's called it's called Dobloblius Hotel. Right, it's somewhere around here apparently. Oh, there's a GS 40th anniversary edition, lovely choice. Right, it's somewhere around here, dippy doppy doppy dip dip dip. Oh my god, nearly lost it. That is one slippery drain cover. Oh my god. Oh, was I filming that? Yeah. Oh my god, these drain covers are like marble. Oh, that was horrible. Right, here we are. Hotel Discovery. That was horrible and genuinely nearly lost it. But that drain cover was like ice. My god, I'm so close to losing it there. Oh. I can't wait to watch that footage back, but really, I've never had a drift like that before. That was so close. I'm just here in Sparta, and I've just checked into my hotel room. I can't believe it's 7 o'clock already, but I suppose I didn't leave the hotel till midday, so I do normally only do about 6-7 hours riding a day. If you factor out all the eating and stopping and looking at things, so I suppose that would explain things, but there we go. I'm in Sparta, and it's a busy old place it is, and the roads, they are so slick. It's like sort of riding on like marble. You saw on the footage I nearly flipped it on that corner. I was only doing like 5 miles an hour, but whoa, that was scary stuff. That was totally unexpected. I think it was that drain cover. They are metal, but they are so smooth. Anyway, just before I settle into the room, I'll just give you a quick tour. Ready? The door, cupboard. This is the bathroom, and a nice shower and everything, so it's pretty good. Hair dryer, that's nice. Turn that light off now. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, here's the main bedroom. This is where the magic, well, that's where the magic won't happen. But stuff for putting the bike stuff, little chair, got a little fridge and a TV, and then out onto the balcony. With my phone, and here we are on the balcony. So yeah, busy, but I'm sure it'll quieten down. Oh, and this was €53 a night, including breakfast and free parking. You do with some casual shoes and some shorts. I'm planning to get to Athens by the end of tomorrow. That would be brilliant. That would be a great place to be at. If I'm on the outskirts of Athens by tomorrow, that would be spot on. So I thought I might just spend a day wandering around Athens today. It's Thursday today, Friday tomorrow. So if I can get there, if I can get to Athens tomorrow, and I can park the bike, get the hotel. If I can get a cheap hotel, I might do 2 nights. So park, have a day around, and then the next morning set off back north, heading up towards the ferries again. So we'll see what that's like. But anyway, let's go and bring the clothes bag in. And I should say, this isn't sweat. This sort of horrible, sticky, shiny face I've got, it's not sweat, it's sun cream. So anyway, it's time to go and get the luggage off the bike and change into some more casual clothing. Right. Catch you soon. Very lively little street. Right, I only went out for a walk to get some dinner, a little takeaway, a little gyro, and I got some shoes, some shorts, and a bottle of Coke and a huge bottle of water. It's bizarre. Now there's some sort of firecracker thing going on. Maybe this is some sort of tradition. No, there's just fireworks in the distance. Well, I'm just going to sit out here on the balcony. It's 9 o'clock at night and it's still about 23 degrees Celsius, so I am lovely and toasty. So I'm just going to sit out here on the balcony, watch the world go by, and I'll probably stick some YouTube on, to be fair. Right, see you in the morning. Well, hello. You joined me outside the hotel, and we're just about to head over towards Argos. So there's a castle, and then slightly above Argos is Corinth, which is where the Corinth Canal is. So very exciting. Again, no idea how it's 11 o'clock, but there you go. So I've decided to give up on the ancient ruins of Sparta. I'm sure they're interesting, but I just can't see anything good. On the photos, it was just a bunch of sort of old, sort of flat rocks. But anyway, great night here in Sparta. Bit of a strange place. At about 9 o'clock I went out to get myself a little chicken kebab, a little souvlaki. And I went out to get my souvlaki, which only cost about €3, and I was very, very tasty. Anyway, I went out to get my souvlaki, and I got a bit distracted, and I ended up buying some shoes and some shorts. So now I've got a nice pair of casual shorts. Alright, hoping I don't get run over here. Oh, it's a roundabout. Oh, right, that makes more sense. Sort of. Oh yeah, this is undertaking, isn't it? You know how, like, in the UK we have London drivers? Well, apparently here we've got Athens drivers, and everyone I've met so far, every single person without fail, as soon as I mention I'm motorbiking from London to Athens, they tell me to go very slow in Athens and to look all around me twice, and they just, no one's had anything to say about Athens other than looking out for the drivers. So I'm going to get a hotel sort of on the outskirts, and I don't really need to take the bike into Athens, to be fair. My plan was to get a hotel, check into the hotel, leave the bike there with all of the stuff, and then I can change into my casual shorts and casual shoes and just head out, because I didn't really want to be walking around Athens in the bike gear anyway, because I was hoping to go all the way up to the big temple-y thing, the sort of symbol of Greece for me. So that's the advice I've had. Everyone who's ever heard I'm going to Athens on this trip has had one bit of advice, which is to watch out for Athenian drivers. I'd say freshly serviced, this pickup truck. But anyway, this is what this road position means when they're so far over. So you see the white, there's 2 white cars. The pickup truck is basically saying please overtake, which is what I'm going to do now. And then there you go, they come straight back in. So generally what I found in Europe is that means please overtake me. So if I sit out here, it means I'm ready to overtake, and if I sit out here, it means please overtake me. And if you sit in the middle, hopefully that just means I've got no plans, I'm just going to sit along. But generally that's what I found in Europe. Perfect timing that was. And it's so windy up here as well. This is not very relaxing at all. Oh god, this is actually horrible. This is one of the only times I wish I had a windscreen. This and when it's hammering with rain are the only two times I've ever wanted an actual windscreen. The rest of the time I really don't feel anything. And that's not just me trying to be macho. Generally, normally I don't feel a thing. Today, this is the most wind I've ever felt, I think. When it straightens up, I'm going to zip up my jacket a bit, because I'm like a big balloon at the moment. Right. Try and leave the hotel early, because I don't know what keeps happening in the morning. I've got no idea. I might start timing what I do and start adding it up, because I've got no idea. It's an absolute joke. I wake up at 8, I have a little shower and stuff, brush my teeth and things, have a little shave if required. I do all that. And then it's about 8:30. Then I go down for breakfast at about 8:45ish. Then I pack up my stuff. I put it all on the bike, have a quick look at the sat-nav clock, and then I check my phone clock because a lot of the time I don't believe it. And then yeah, often it says like 10:15, 10:30. I just think, where and how have I lost 2 hours in that hotel? It doesn't take 2 hours to pack a bag. I can leave a ferry in about 5 minutes. So I don't understand. I'm not packing away a tent. And even weirdly, when I'm packing away a tent, it's the exact same thing. I wake up about 8. I start packing up the bike by about 8:45ish. I sit on the bike, I say, right guys, morning and welcome, and I start doing my intro bit for today's video, and I look and it says 10:15. How? Literally how? I don't even have any cooking camping stuff or a chair. I literally have tent, sleeping bag, air mattress, air pillow. That's it. Got nothing else in that tent. And I don't know. It's an amazing view over there. I just don't understand how it all takes me that long, really. It's so hard to know what to say. And before I was sort of thinking about doing this trip, I was watching a lot of sort of Itchy Boots, sort of like the big known, sort of like the big YouTubers who just go on trips all the time. And I was watching them and I was just thinking, how do they come up with stuff to talk about? And I thought, well, wouldn't that make a great topic? That's one thing to actually talk about, because there are channels you've never heard of before. They do all this wild, bad stuff. I still don't understand what it is, but there are proper channels who just go on these trips all the time, constantly, non-stop, and I have so much admiration for the people who do this full time. I can never do it for this full time because I love my job and I get paid really well, but I can really admire the people who do YouTube all the time, because there's so much more to it actually. And I think at the end of this trip I would have amassed something like 4 terabytes of footage, and I've got to come up with a way to split all that up into bits that people might like. No idea how they do it. Vibe. And I really wish to see her travel abroad. Look at it, mate. Mate, I don't think a train... Let's just stop for a sec. Look. I don't think a train has run on this tracks for quite a while. But what an absolute joker. Oh, that's really funny. Although, of course, the one time you run it, it might actually be a live track, but yeah, hate to break it to you, mate, but didn't look like anything had happened on that road for a while. So I think what we'll do, we'll get on this long straight road and then we'll pull over for a little parking place somewhere scenic, although the whole place is scenic, to be honest. Hey, that's great fun. As I've mentioned before, I've got tickets to the Adventure Bike Festival, which I'm really, really looking forward to. And what's amazing about the Adventure Bike Festival, what's great about the Adventure Bike Festival is they've recently been doing these sort of weekly update videos, which are so good. Because rather than just get there and find everything out, they do a video a week, and it's the managing director, and he's a great laugh, and he actually rides a motorbike himself as well, so he does actually seem like he knows what he's talking about, which is great. You know, they haven't just employed some sexy lady, which would be fantastic, and I'd watch it. But you know what I find sometimes is the people who promote these trade shows, of course not everyone has a motorbike, I understand that, but if you're going to be the face of a very heavily motorbike related event that's a like sort of passionate event rather than just like just a trade show or something like that, if you're going to promote something like that, it's nice to know you actually know what you're talking about, that you haven't just been fed a script that says, oh, we'll talk about the AX41 tyres. Oh god, I really need a drink. What I don't like about their roads is suddenly this massive drop. There it is. Oh, brilliant. Oh, too much talking. Welcome back. That's better. I just had to stop and get some water. And my straps are a little loose, but not too bad. So, just taking a quick photo of this plant. Look, right? They're all this sort of like strange sort of hexagon style pattern. And it just goes all the way around the plant. Yeah, that's all we're going to talk about plants on this channel, but that's amazing. And they're all that kind of type as well. They're all sort of this strange sort of DNA looking hexagon style. That's so cool. I think it looks great. Wasn't expecting that. Anyway, we get back on the road. We're not too far away now. We're just in this sort of mountainous region. And yeah, we're going to get back on the road. And it's lovely and cool today. I'd say it's probably about 17 degrees Celsius, but it's not humid at all. It's like spot on. Just the temperature of nothing really. Not too hot, not too cold. Spot on. Yesterday, when I stood here at the side of the road, it was boiling. So this is perfect, I'd say. Right, let's get back on the road. And anyway, this is linked to that, don't worry. So when I was starting my channel up, I went to Helmet Head for a bit of advice, and I turned up very late because I'm just rubbish at timekeeping, but he was fantastic, what an absolute gent, and I'm so glad to still be sort of involved and be able to support his channel by just turning up and just joining in when possible, when allowed really. I just sort of join in for a laugh. Anyway, Helmet Head is the top guy, and he gave me this great advice, which was to not use the music on YouTube that claims to be copyright free. And you'll see that the video doesn't have a copyright strike. And the video will be called, the YouTube, like where they've put their music on YouTube, it'll be called something like, you know, cool relaxing music copyright free. And in the comments, people will be like, can I use this for my YouTube channel? Can I use this for my YouTube channel? And the owner of the video always says, yes you can, no worries, no worries. But this has happened before to me. I thought it was just a one-off. After a while, suddenly you'll get an email from YouTube, and it's official YouTube as well, and it does just say the owner of it just says you've received a copyright strike, or you've received a copyright infringement for your video titled, you know, Cornwall episode 3, and you'll be like, what? How? What have I done wrong? What did I do? And I go onto the video and it says the music's been claimed by someone. And I just don't understand it. So when I get back, when I edit this whole series, I am definitely going to start paying £5 a month for free, unlimited, actual music that won't come back to bite me, because that's an absolute joke. That video clearly said it was copyright free. And now all the people in the comments who've said, can I use this on my video, can I use this on my video, are now about to receive this strike as well, which is so annoying. So I'm just going to start paying for music, because Helmet Head, he warned me about this. So if you're fairly new to YouTube, or you're even just looking at editing together some of your holiday footage with, you know, basic commentary and stuff like that, then you will probably have this problem as well. So please do take Helmet Head's advice that he gave me, and he said don't use, because I'd already edited them and stuff like that, and he was saying, where'd you get your music from? And I was like, oh, I just, when it says copyright free on YouTube, I just download it from there. But he was saying to me, and I was like, yeah, sure, yeah. And he did say it's exactly what he said would happen. He said you'll use it, nothing will happen, and then a few months later, or in this case a year and a half later, you'll suddenly get a warning saying that you've used music that's copyright strike. So if you're a new channel, or you're just thinking about putting together some holiday footage, don't be tempted to do what I did and use any of that music. Because now I've got to dig through my videos, and the £5 I make on each video or something like that, now a large chunk of it goes to the guy who wrote the music. Not that he'll ever prove that he actually wrote that music, but someone's gone and done a manual copyright strike on the music, which is bizarre. Well, that's one thing I really don't like about YouTube, is how can it be a media sharing platform? Yeah, if you want to use some great music from, like, I don't know, like the Arctic Monkeys, or I don't know, you're trying to name a good band, if you've got the perfect song that would go just swell with your video, and you can't even use like 2 seconds of it without getting copyright strike, I don't understand how it can't just, like, I know the original band sang the song and stuff, but all they did was write the song and sing the song. Like, I don't understand why you can't automatically pair their song with yours and you both make money, but without ending up with loads of copyright strikes. Like, why can't it be like, not that I use it and not that I'm expecting any of you to use it, but if you've ever watched TikTok or you've got an Instagram, you can take, like, Helmet Head did one, and it was Michael Bublé's I'm Feeling Good. I'm feeling good. Anyway, that, right? He puts that on Instagram with just a quick little clip, and it comes up, Michael Bublé, I'm feeling good, and he's still allowed to use it. You do that on YouTube, you either get a copyright strike, or they make you take that music, oh god, this is tight, they make you take that music out of your video. Why? Why not just go, oh my goodness, this is a rough road surface. It looked like gravel at first, but it's not, it's just really rough. Anyway, that's what I don't understand about YouTube. Why can't it just pair the song with your video, properly credit the person who made that music in the first place, and then you just be able to use it like normal? I really don't see why. I understand that people might be watching your videos just for the music, but, like, I don't understand it. But anyway, where I'm going with that long story is, when I stopped, got a little ping on my email, and it's exactly what Helmet Head said would happen. He said after a while you'll start getting people who check back on your footage and they'll claim they own that song, and then suddenly the £5 you've made on that video, you've got to give something like £3 to them or something, even though it said it was copyright free. So I think when I get back for the editing for this video, I'm going to be using some sort of paid music platform where you pay like £5 a month and you are 100% guaranteed to never have any of this copyright strike back thing. So if nobody watches these videos, then I've just made them for myself when I'm an old man, so I can watch back on them and say, look at what young me did. going on here? It's 1:45 on a Friday. Some people dressed in full black. Is it a funeral? Oh wow, something's going on up there. I think it's just a market, to be honest. Oh, just looks like a random street festival. What's this lorry planning on doing? Hello, welcome. Oh, I'm glad I stopped. Alright, this is the most sketchy lorry I've ever seen. No number plate. And just shot out at that junction. I'm glad I stopped for a sec. These roads seem quite busy as well. I just want to go down there. I can't believe I've just done what is essentially a loop. Find alternative. No alternative routes found. Cheers, TomTom. Really useful. That's better. We changed battery. And we've got 7.6 kilometres to go till we get to the ancient castle in Argos. It's called Larissa Castle. Sounds exciting. I don't know anyone called Larissa. I know a Melissa. And she was, well, she was thick as anything, so hopefully this castle is a strong build. I want to know a bit more about that. Basically, when I was a student, I lived with this American girl called Melissa, and her mum did everything for her when she was at home. So much so, she didn't know how to use a lighter. Like, you know, with a little, she couldn't use it. She literally rolled the wheel. She saw us do it, and then she was like, I never understand how to use those things. And I was like, okay, let me show you, Melissa, and I'll show you how it works. So anyway, so we rolled the wheel. So she rolls the wheel. And then about 10 seconds later, she hit the gas button, and she was like, it's not working, it's broken. And I was like, no, you just need to do it in one swift movement. And honestly, it was like teaching like an orangutan how to do it. She had no idea what was going on. It took her about 10 attempts before she did it. Then her nails were so long, she burnt the end of her fingernail, because it was sort of just in the space where the gas would come out. So I suppose it's good because it stops her smoking, because she'd never be able to light a cigarette anyway. Well, that was really entertaining. She just couldn't understand the fact that you have to do it as sort of one swift movement. So we thought that just the lighter was the only thing that Melissa couldn't do, and we thought, you know, fair enough, maybe that's very good. She's never smoked. They must not be big fans of candles in their houses, you know, fair enough. Not everyone knows everything, but you would think by now you'd at least had to go on a lighter at fireworks night, or... Anyway, so then it comes to washing her clothes, and we always wondered, she smelled a bit, she was actually quite attractive, but she always smelled a bit like damp. And we were always like, who is that smell? Because there were 6 of us in this massive house in Finsbury Park. And yeah, so it turns out she just didn't know how to use a washing machine. Right, so I had no idea who'd been doing her washing for her for the last 2 years of uni. Because she was a music student, so she studies for 4 years, I just studied for 3 years. Anyway, she didn't know how to use the washing machine. So we set her up on this washing machine, and then, you know, one of us had to show her how, you know, and she was literally like, this thing was literally gagging, full of clothes. Like, there was no space for water whatsoever. She'd essentially dumped her entire wardrobe in it. It was mental. She had her duvet in there, she had a coat in there, she had like socks, undies, lovely, no joking, well maybe, and but she also had like jeans. I think she even tried to put some running shoes in, and we were like, what are you doing? Oh my god, Jesus Christ, oh my god, look at the size of that hole. That one was so big. Oh god, I really should have avoided that one. That one was so big, it just looked like a shadow on the floor, but that was at least a foot deep. That was horrible. I'm amazed we survived that. Sorry, baby. Sorry. That thing should be... That is dangerous. Literally, just like I'm looking up now, right? You see this dark patch here? It just looks like that. So I just went, oh, it's just a filled in bit like this. Look all this, right? This is all filled in. tiny little bumps, fine. That one, that was like a meteor bowl. Oh, I'm so sorry, baby. It's a good job these tyres are getting changed when I get back home, because that was awful. Anyway, so Melissa, she had literally rammed her entire wardrobe to this poor washing machine, and she just sort of poured like half a bottle of fabric stuff in there. And anyway, so we sort of undid what we could, and we took out the stuff, and we just said, look, Melissa, you need to do it in smaller washes, okay? So anyway, we sorted all that out, and then it came to drying stuff, and she literally, we watched her do it. She put up the airing rack outside, and we thought, good. It was late evening, so there wasn't really much left of the sun or the wind. It wasn't a particularly warm day, but we thought at least she's got the gist. Let's watch what happens next, because we were all sort of watching from the big, massive panoramic window. And then she literally scooped all of her stuff out of the washing machine and just dumped it on top of the airing cupboard, clapped her hands together and just went. And she came back indoors, and we were like, Melissa, are you alright? Do you want some pegs? And she was like, no, what do I need pegs for? It's on, it's drying, right? And I was like, Melissa, what you've got is you've balled together 5 kilograms of clothes and just thumped them on top of this air. I said, that'll never dry. So we had to help this girl hang out her clothes. I've never had to help a 22-year-old hang out clothes before, because she didn't know what was going on. It was bizarre.